I hate Autism Awareness Month, and I'll tell you why. When people say autism, when people tell someone else autism, that person immediately conjures up this image of how someone with autism should behave. And that's not how it should be. Because if you think about diabetes or lupus or cancer, if you say one of those words to somebody, they're not going to conjure up an image of how this person should behave. What they will keep in mind is that that person with diabetes, lupus, cancer, etc. may need some additional supports and accommodations. They don't prepare themselves for this person's diabetic, so I should, watch how they behave, be on alert. But they do that with autism. And in doing that with autism, they lose sight of what those people, if you say diabetes, cancer, lupus, they lose sight of what they have in the forefront of their mind, which is the supports needed and accommodations. So I want to get to the point where when we say autism, the person we're saying that to doesn't think of an image of how this person should behave, but rather thinks of this individual as just a regular human who may need some additional supports and services. There is all this superficial attention put on autism in the month of April in hopes of spreading more awareness. And while it has had that effect, people are much more aware of autism than ever before. People aren't aware of what autism actually is. So for April, there's all this attention, there's all this money thrown around, there's all these events celebrating autism, making people more aware of autism, letting people know that people who have autism are just like everybody else, how cool autism is. But they never talk about what is autism. If I go up to a random person on the street and tell me the nuances tell me the nuances of autism, you're probably not gonna know what to say if they don't have autism in their personal life. So I got really fed up with this. I had a really difficult day. I was in LA last week, and it was the first time I took a trip since COVID hit. And it was for business, but I had a really difficult day. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this video I took in LA. You're going to watch me. By the way, I'm high right now. You're going to watch me. You're going to watch High Russell watch a video he taped on his computer while he was high in a hotel room in LA. And you should be able to hear the audio, and then I'll just kind of give my thoughts on watching me. It's very meta, so which is actually the nuanced ambiguities of autism, and when you can get so far in your head that you're inside your head when you don't even know it. You actually think you're out of your head, but you were so far in that you're just more to the surface, but you're still in your head. Meta is actually a pretty good word to describe autism. And see, we don't talk about this kind of stuff during April. We don't talk about, I call autism an umbrella diagnosis. We talk about autism, but what comes with it? Let's get awareness. Can't accept anything in this world. Can't truly accept anything in this world unless you're fully aware of what it encompasses. So to get autism acceptance, we're not done with autism awareness. So I'm going to start playing this. Let's see if you guys can hear it. I want to expose new people to what's going on in here. Because we talk about awareness, right? Autism awareness. But society doesn't know fucking shit about autism. It's disgusting. And I feel like I'm in this battle alone among I know a lot of people in everyday life feel that way, but among other advocates or whatever you want to call them, speakers, influencers, whatever you want to call them, about autism, I feel like we talk about symptoms, we talk about what it those symptoms mean. We talk about, autism traits and what to expect and how to support the individual. But that gets all lost in the weeds. That's a lot of info for a random person to process who doesn't. I actually forgot I was filming this episode. I was so involved watching myself. So I apologize if that was long. But yeah, this Russell, who is going through one of the most difficult days in a long time for me, where you just have that feeling where you just, your body is your prison and you need to get out of it, and the only way you can think about getting out of it is through like death. One of those really dark days I filmed this, and I said in this video, society doesn't know fucking shit about autism, and it's true. I don't even fully understand my autism, and I'm not even fully aware of it because I forget I have it, and I start struggling, and then I realize, oh, I have autism. So there's a lot of attention around April and autism awareness, and a lot of people have like this autistic pride, and rightfully so, but let's have human pride. Autism is just such a little piece of who we are. Now, I'm not going to say autism is not a big thing in people's lives, but obviously it's played an instrumental role in my life, and my life will forever be enriched through autism. But if we focus solely on autism pride, autism acceptance, again, like I said in this video, it's going to get lost in the weeds. It really is. You got to think about who we're talking to. We're talking to people who are not familiar with autism already. So unless they have a personal connection to it, it's not going to matter to them unless they can relate to it. And the only way we can always relate to one another, no matter who we are, is through pain and suffering. That might be just the one thing all people have in common. One commonality all humans share, no matter what, is they have experience with pain and suffering. So I think that's the only way we're going to actually ever, if we do, have a chance at mainstream autism acceptance, is when we talk to people not familiar with autism about the pain behind autism, the suffering. People can relate to that. And then we can, throw that motivational spin and say, hey, I found my success through that suffering. I found my pride through that pain. We can talk about all the good things that come with it, but to start, we have to make a connection to this world who does not know anything about autism, but they do know about pain. They know about struggle. They know about not just wanting to try anymore. People get that. Everybody gets that. And I think in the end, that is how we have to start communicating to people when it comes to true, authentic, unadulterated, unapologetically autistic. And autism, just fully transparent autism awareness is what we need. So, like I always say, let's talk about what's not talked about. Thank you. To catch all the latest episodes, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell.